What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Del Boy, Dereck, Chisora. Dereck Chisora said in the latest interview that boxing simply hates me. Of course, we know Saturday night we had an exciting night of boxing. Dereck Chisora took on the former WBO champion Joseph Parker, twice beaten by Joshua and Dillian White, in a thrilling showdown between the two combatants. Dereck Chisora dropped Joseph Parker in the first round, and they went back and forth ever since then. It was a tough, hard, rugged fought fight for Dereck Chisora, despite him running out of gas, or seemingly to run out of gas. He kept going with his blood, sweat, tears, heart, and soul. At the end, the scorecards would only cheapen the fight by a lopsided scorecard by a judge that we don't know, that should be questioned, that should be answered, or explained. How did you have this fight that lopsided, seeing the fight that everybody else saw and everybody else thought, hey, it was at least a draw, or it was a win for Dereck Chisora? And Dereck Chisora responds that boxing hates me. Now the question is, does boxing hate Dereck Chisora? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make in the community what you guys think about boxing versus Dereck Chisora. Now, this is my counterpunch on that. Does boxing hate Dereck Chisora? It defines on what you call boxing: the boxing politics, the powers that be behind boxing, or the fans themselves, or the fighters that fought him, which are still the fans. You can be a fighter and a fan. Now, the powers that be, do they hate Dereck Chisora? I don't necessarily think they hate him. I think they're just against him because the politics of boxing, it doesn't favor Dereck Chisora being 37 years of age. It just doesn't. He came off a loss to Alexander Usyk, which I feel Alexander Usyk did far more, as you guys know, than Joseph Parker did. He shined. He showed who he was, being the smaller guy, coming up a weight class to the supreme heavyweight division. And I think it was still a good fight. Dereck Chisora showed who he was, but I think the powers that be looked at Dereck Chisora as a gatekeeper, looked at Dereck Chisora as a guy, he's tough, he's rugged, he sells tickets. Yeah, we'll have him fighting, but will we ever put him in there to really win a serious competition bout to this magnitude? Will it ever favor Dereck Chisora? Will this situation be to the point where Dereck Chisora will get a fair shake in decisions? There were other fighters like Arturo Gatti, like Mickey Ward, like a lot of these fighters that sold tickets, that was favored, that was looked at and reviewed as someone very dangerous and a credible fighter in their weight classes and respected in their weight classes. But a lot of times they didn't really get decisions because the powers that be were against it. Okay, they just simply didn't have the record that reflected someone that they were trying to promote, someone they were trying to back, someone that they were trying to put that cash behind. Okay, Joseph Parker in this situation is that person. He's 29 years of age. Del Boy is 37 years of age. They looked at the pros and cons from a promotional standpoint, and they gave the nod. They put someone else in there that made sure that fight went a certain way, if it went a certain way. Okay, and when I mean a certain way, I mean, did it go to the scorecards? If it went to the scorecards, he was screwed. Okay, now, if you're referring to boxing as the fans, absolutely not. Boxing does not hate Dereck Chisora. Dereck Chisora is that representation of a guy that works hard, puts in work, fights honest, don't duck people, and give it all he has. You have to only respect that, especially giving a performance like Dereck Chisora does, being the type of fighter he is. Is he the best technically? Is he the best sound? No, but he is a guy that makes up for it with his blood, sweat, hard work, and dedication. Okay, and you see that each and every fight. You've seen that this fight. And when someone being 37 years of age showing you that it can be done, you can only respect it. In fact, if you love the sport of boxing that I love, that I hate so much, you have to pull a Jim Lampley. You have to shed a tear a lot of times when you come down to the effort and the way and the desire that these guys want to get those guys out of there, to make an effort, to show the judges and everybody else that was watching that you are that guy that has to be reckoned with. You are that guy that wants all the smoke. You are that guy that's willing to fight anybody. And he's showing that spirit that he always does. And I think us being the fans, I think we should be more of a dominance. But unfortunately, the people with the money decide who wins and who doesn't if it gets to a certain point. So in other words, if Dereck Chisora doesn't start knocking these guys out, he's going to end up like Austin Trout. Okay, we all know Austin Trout that upset Miguel Cotto and fought Canelo to a strange decision, which I think Canelo won. But still, he kept fighting everyone else down the line and fighting all these young guys. And you think he was going to get a nod? No. Hades, no, he wasn't going to get a nod. Okay, so this is this type of fight, and these are these type of fighters that you have to look at and admire, but understand the reality of boxing. So if boxing, the powers that be, do they hate Dereck Chisora? Yes, they hate Dereck Chisora because they look at Dereck Chisora as a bad investment. They look at Dereck Chisora as a guy that they don't want to back due to age and other discriminating factors. Okay, so yes, boxing does hate Dereck Chisora from that standpoint. But from a fan standpoint, from me to whoever's watching this video that respects blood, sweat, determination, heart, and soul, absolutely, boxing loves Dereck Chisora. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this particular video. Does boxing hate Dereck Chisora? Again, I will leave the question mark in the community. And you guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.